The Boston Celtics are suspending coach Ime Udoka for the 2022-2023 season, effective immediately. And with no guarantee he will be back with the franchise. Our Adrian Wojnarowski reporting Udoka is being sanctioned because of an improper relationship with a member of the organization. And the team held a news conference this morning to address the situation.
We have strong values at the Celtics, and we are doing our very best to uphold them here. As you know, Ime Udoka has been suspended for the upcoming season for breaking team rules. The suspension is for a season through June 30th, and we will make a determination at a later time about Ime's future with us, and that'll be discussed another time and has not been decided.
I thought, we have a lot of talented women in our organization, and I thought yesterday was really hard on them, and I think that, nobody can control Twitter speculation and rampant, but I do think that we as an organization have a responsibility to make sure we're there to support them now, because a lot of people were dragged unfairly into that.
I personally feel that this is well warranted and appropriate, backed by substantial research and evidence and facts, and so I'm standing by the decision, and Ime has accepted it and has expressed, in fact, appreciation. I don't want to belabor that, but he's been accepting of it, and he's planning to move forward on this basis. So we are suspending him for the year, and it's in place, and we're moving forward.
Joe's going to be in charge, and it's not an easy timing for him or the rest of the staff, but he's an exceptionally sharp and talented person.
Do you think this incident or incidents call into question what you may need to do in the future regarding incidents like this?
I think this incident came up. We spent every waking hour on it, and when it really heated up over the last month or last couple weeks, and we made the appropriate decision. I'll just leave it at that. We're not going to get into our deliberations. This felt right, but there's no clear guidelines for any of this. This is really conscience and gut feel, and being here 20 years, and I'm responsible for the decision ultimately, although took a lot of advice from partners and like Brad and others, and we collectively came to this and got there. But this is it was not clear what to do. But it was clear that something substantial needed to be done, in my view, and it was.
In a statement to our Malika Andrews, Udoka saying, "I want to apologize to our players, fans, the entire Celtics organization, and my family for letting them down. I'm sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision. Out of respect for everyone involved, I will have no further comment." ESPN Celtics reporter Tim Bontemps joining us now. Tim, what stood out to you from today's press conference?
Jay, I thought the moment that stood out the most to me was that clip we played at the beginning of that sound montage of Brad Stevens talking about the impact that the last couple of days have had on the women throughout the Celtics organization. Remember, Brad Stevens moved up to being president of basketball operations a year ago when he hired Ime Udoka to be the head coach of this team, but he's been with the Celtics franchise for almost a decade, going back to 2013. He's got deep, long relationships with everybody involved here, and I think you could just hear in his voice how much pain the last couple of days have caused for a lot of people within the Celtics. It obviously has been a difficult couple of days, and you could see on his face sort of throughout the press conference just kind of how that has weighed on him. So to me, that was really the thing that stood out in what has obviously been a very difficult couple of days for a Celtics franchise that not long ago was expecting to cruise into this season as one of the favorites to make it out of the Eastern Conference, back to the NBA Finals, and obviously now has a much different set of circumstances it's dealing with just a few days before training camp.
Well, Tim, what does Celtics say about how the organization came to the decision to suspend Udoka for the season?
Well, Jay, Wick Grousbeck, the owner of the Celtics, said that when they first learned of this situation several weeks ago, they reached out to an independent law firm that conducted a thorough investigation of the matter. He said they got the results back from that investigation 2 days ago, which is what led them to make this decision to suspend Ime Udoka for the calendar year for the NBA to next June 30th. As we played in that clip a little bit ago, Wick Grousbeck defended the one-year suspension, said he thought it was fair and appropriate, said that it will expire on June 30th. And other than that, the Celtics didn't offer a lot of specifics. When asked what would happen if what kind of contact Ime Udoka would have with the team, the Celtics declined comment. Wick Grousbeck said there would be a significant financial penalty as part of this suspension, but did not say whether it would be paid or unpaid. And largely, the Celtics stuck to the script of it was a private matter, and for privacy reasons, they were not going to go into detail. So the one thing that Wick Grousbeck did confirm at the end of the press conference is that Ime Udoka is the only person within the organization that has been disciplined over what's transpired here.
Joe Mazzulla stepping up. He's going to lead the team. What more can you tell us about him?
Well, Brad Stevens was asked at one point, did you consider coaching the team? And he very quickly said no. Now, Wick Grousbeck, the owner of the team, did try to jump in and make a lighthearted comment saying that there was a brief discussion about it. But Brad Stevens made it clear he had no interest in coaching the team. And he went on to say that he believes very strongly in Joe Mazzulla's job to ability to do this job and do it well. Now, obviously, Mazzulla is 34 years old. He's tied with Will Hardy to be the youngest coach in the NBA this season. But Stevens said he believes in the staff that they have around him, including Damon Stoudemire and Ben Sullivan, two assistants that came to the Celtics with Udoka last year. And while Stevens made it clear he didn't want to coach the team, he said he'd be there to support Mazzulla in any way he could without, quote, stepping on his toes. But clearly, this is going to be an all-hands-on-deck situation, Jay, as the Celtics try to get ready for training camp on Monday with a much different situation than they thought they were going to be in just a few days ago.
Yeah, and we are less than a month from the start of the NBA season. Tim Bontemps with the very latest. Tim, thank you so much.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.